Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and today is Friday, so you guys know what that means. It's happy hour, so grab a drink and make sure to join us. But before you do that, click the like button, make sure you're subscribed, and turn on the notifications. All of that helps the channel and break up those algorithms. We hate those algorithms. Happy Friday, Westwood. How's it going?
Happy Friday. I'm running rampant. Frazzle. I can't even say it. My daughter just came in and said, I can't sign into my computer.
Oh, no.
And so Crisis. It's like, oh, shiz.
Crisis.
But I think I can make it happen.
Super Dad this weekend, too. So.
Hey, come here. So how's it going?
It's going well.
Yeah?
It's very busy. There's a lot going on.
Sorry, I'm
in the cryptoverse, in the universe. So I know in some of the news, like the NASDAQ dropped in a bear market, and now the S&P 500 is like dropped over 20%. That's kind of the latest thing that I heard. So those kind of things have people freaked out. Sri Lanka has defaulted on their debt and is trying to negotiate with the IMF for, I think it was $3 billion or something silly like that, and negotiate with their debtors and stuff.
I heard that the first time ever they missed a payment. Mm-hmm. Sri Lanka. Isn't it Ceylon now?
And 3 days ago was the last time that they had petrol or fuel in their country. And it was very interesting. I noticed that and that correlation. So just yesterday, I think I saw an article that the state of Washington was starting to have a failure of fuel deliveries in their state. So I wonder if there'll be a correlation of some, monetary
might be a sign
collapse.
of things to come, huh?
Yeah.
When it happens, running out of fuel, and then everything goes to heck. Well, right. I mean, if you don't have energy and if you don't have fuel, what good's the money? I mean, because ultimately that's what it comes down to. You're paying for energy at some level, and if you don't have any energy to do anything with, then the money, what good is it?
Okay, so this brings up and you are the perfect person to have this conversation with. A great point. So people are so frustrated because the Bitcoin's going down or the numbers going down instead of the number go up and all this. And I'm like, yes, but it has to, because we know this dollar is dying and we know this was always the plan, even for the good guys being involved. The dollar has to die because we know it's broken. And it was a big, like Satoshi Shawn was talking earlier this week and has said several times, it's a big experiment. And if you zoom out, fiat dollars have not been around for that long.
No.
That's not what money has been for a long time. So as they die, and once they die, will we start measuring the new money? Maybe it's crypto, most likely. I believe it will be. Will we start measuring it in energy? Is it possible that we start measuring, measuring Bitcoin or Satoshis in kilowatts or something?
Very possible, because really that's all it is. Sorry, I'm listening, but I'm also,
you're very distracted.
I'm logging in to my daughter's Chromebook because she got logged out, and it is a crisis moment right now.
It's okay.
Because
I can read through some other
no, you're fine.
News, and then we can have that conversation later.
Bam. Okay, we're good to go. Take that in the house. Don't shut it. Just leave it open. All right. So what?
She also needs a snack.
What? I want to keep the dogs. Do I want to keep the dogs? No, not really. But you can take her in. And if she goes potty in the house, just put the napkins on top and I'll fix it. All right.
2 new puppies.
Okay. Yeah. All right. But anyway, yeah, energy, that's all money is. It's a representation of energy. And now that can be oil, that can be your labor, that can be, anything that creates something else, that does something, any kind of motion. It should be a store of energy. That's why they call it currency. What's that? I don't know. If you can get her in the house, that'd be great, but I don't know that you can. Just worry about that dog right now. Energy is, I need more energy. I need a clone. But then I think, that poor clone's going to have to go through everything I go through in my head, and that's not fair. So energy is really the key of everything. And so if you think about what money is, we call money currency, like current, like electricity, like energy, and those words are important. So there's a difference between currency and money, though. Money should be a store of value, and it's got all these properties. It's supposed to be, easily recognized, visible, fungible, MWEB, perfect money, Litecoin. But I can definitely see that. Go back to your original question, make sure I answer it right.
So my original question is that will we start, once the dollar dies and people stop valuing cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, whatever, cryptocurrency in dollars, once we stop measuring it in that, will we measure it in, could we possibly measure it in kilowatts, or will we start measuring it in energy? Or what do you see us start, I know people talk about Satoshis and all that, but could you see us, because I really don't think it will be measured against silver necessarily. No. I don't think that's realistic, but I could see us measuring it against energy. I think we'll have to revalue kilowatts in energy, because I talked to my friend Charlene in Utah, and she used to work for a big energy company for a long time. And she explained how much energy is actually lost from the plant to all the way it has to travel, how much it's like a bucket of water and you're splashing it as you carry it from the,
yes,
from
I
beach,
do that.
the
in
ocean.
the back of the Ranger,
Yes,
around,
it splashes out until
by the time it gets there, I lose a quarter of it.
Yeah. And you lose much more than that of energy traveling. Mm-hmm. And she goes, but you have to pay for that full bucket that comes out of the ocean. Yeah. So by the time it gets to your sandcastle, you only have this much water in the bucket, but you pay for that full bucket you took out of the ocean. Mm-hmm. So she's explaining that. She said, but if you can mine Bitcoin at the source, you get 100% of that energy source. And so she said, once we become more efficient and start learning how to mine that and I'm a hand talker, so I have to be careful I don't spill my drink.
That's me.
And once we become more efficient and start learning some of those ways to recapture that, wasted energy and all that, then we'll be able to, use all that. But I could really see us having to revalue kilowatts. And then I could see us counting or measuring cryptocurrency in kilowatts, measuring it in energy. And maybe calling
which is what that is.
I don't know. I don't know what we would call our energy.
It depends. You're rewarded by going on the hunt, thousands of years ago, by working and expending your energy and taking the energy of an animal and to feed on that energy. And there wasn't a price. The price of that was living, survival at that point, and so that was the payoff. That's how you got paid. It's like, I get to live because, I'm going to expend this energy for something that can sustain me. And, it has evolved into that point to where, we say it's kilowatts or watts now. That's just because of it's, that's the kind of energy that we need. But what if we had, energy and all that, like you said, the transmission, you go outside and you look at all the lines going all over the place, transmission power lines and the effort that takes, and, and how much losses during that whole process and delivering. I look at Illinois, most of it's based on coal. Okay. And there's a lot of coal in Illinois. There has been. And, so a lot of it's local that they can pull out of the ground, and they can, it makes it more efficient, to produce electricity. And it's a very efficient thing compared to a lot of other things. And it's locally sourced. But you think about, oil, for instance, you're going over to the Middle East for how many years? and protecting them with your military so that, that nobody comes in and steals that oil, because you need that oil and you base it on your dollar system, your petrodollar, and all the energy protecting it, all the energy taking it out of the ground, all the energy putting it on a boat, bringing it over here, putting it on a truck. I mean, you think about this, all these trucks carrying gasoline to gas stations. I mean, when you think about it, it's kind of absurd. It's like, okay, we're putting gas in this truck to run this truck to carry gas to a gas station that we have to drive to in a car. And I mean, it's just like, why is everything so inefficient? Well, because, it was centralized in the infrastructure, and you had Rockefellers and Rothschilds that, that's the way they wanted it to go. And if we had Tesla technology, if we had things that were close to the source, where we had devices that can just like pull energy out of the atmosphere and harness lightning, like this morning, I think I was making my video and the lightning was striking, a little storm came over, and I'm like, just imagine we could harness that one lightning bolt. How far would that go? And then I look across the field and I see all these windmills, and I'm thinking, the energy that it takes to build one of those things and fabricate those things and keep those things running. And, not all of them are always running, even in the wind. It's just like the mechanical parts. Yes, I think the answer to your question is, I think everything is valued in energy. It's just that the energy that we're expending right now for the things that we need it isn't working, I guess, because you look at the Ukraine situation. You've just created $40 billion. I mean, who worked for that money? I mean, how did that money get created to just send over there when $40 billion, and Daddy O made a good video today, and I put a tweet out yesterday. It said $40 billion can buy 555 million Litecoin. That's $72. Now think about that. 555 million Litecoin. Well, there's only 84 million that can exist, but that 40 billion could have bought all the Litecoin times like 6 or 7. And Daddy O said, yeah, it can buy all the Litecoin, buy all the XLM, buy all the XRP. And so when you put it in that context, in that framework, it's like, okay, is that a real valuation of energy at that point? Is that a real valuation? I mean, is that money working and valuing anything? No, because you've had Litecoin, which is a network that's been running for 10.5 years, and all the resources, all the computers, and all the things that have gotten to this point to mine out 70 million, and there's still 14 million to go. And that 40 billion they created out of nothing. A magic wand doesn't even, you could buy 7 times the supply. And it just doesn't make sense. So at some point it has to come back to reality. And it's a long way of saying all this, but it goes back to that hunter-gatherer stage, to where, yes, we have to have a form of money that values the energy that is expended and holds that energy that's expended. And so, yeah, I think it will be based on energy, planting a seed, watching it grow, the time that it takes, to produce that food, to take care of people, making baby food, the energy that takes to create, all that stuff. So, yeah, I think it will be an energy-based form of money, because that's what money is. It needs to be like store of energy, battery.
I'm just really curious speaking of batteries, we had got to announce on the show that they put the story out there and then they pulled it, but I saw it on 2 different.
You mean like Larry Silverstein in Building 7? He said, "Pull it."
Well, I think so.
2001. Anyway, look that one up.
But it looks like we got the bid for the Panasonic factory here in Oklahoma.
Awesome.
So that will be.
And you're making moves down there. Protecting those beautiful human beings in the womb. I see that's going on down there.
Yeah, there's lots of good things happening in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. So very interesting. And today they did
just a bunch of Okies. Never mind them. Yeah. Come on.
Just little old us. And it's actually 62.5 billion that has gone to.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Thank you for doing that, because we forget. It's like, oh, we're going to give them a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. Pretty soon, a little bit adds up to a lot. Think somebody go out and just do the math. 62.5 billion, what that can buy, and say, okay, college loans, how many will that pay off? Houses, how many houses get paid off? How much baby food will 62.5 billion, and how many baby food factories can you create with that? I mean, the absurdity of just giving it to, I don't even know what we're giving it to. I really don't.
We don't.
But
know
we've
what
got
we're giving it
problems
to.
here. How much does it cost to
Right.
finish the wall on the southern border? How much does it cost to, like I said, pay off people's mortgages, pay off student loans, pay off, right or wrong, but look at the perspective here. We have shortages of all kinds of things. Well, let's build things here in America that can produce things that don't create shortages. And it's just 62.5 billion. No big deal.
Yeah. And we're not the only ones handing it out hand over fist. The World Bank's to offer another 30 billion.
Where are they getting that money? I mean, who's the one doing the work to give them that money? They're just creating it.
Today's also NASCAR day. So just want to say, let's go, Brandon.
I need some, exactly, for real.
Right? Next to Landon Castle, Brandon is one of my favorite NASCAR drivers. So I just want to say that.
I'll give a big cheers to Moonshine and NASCAR. History of NASCAR. Moonshine running.
Yeah. Well, cheers to your Red Solo Cup.
Red Solo Cup. What is it? In 14 years, it is decomposable. Isn't that what it is in the song? I don't want to sing it because I know last night the live stream that they did for MWEB, Litecoin Underground hosted it, and Charlie Lee and Alan Austin and several other people were on it. John Kim popped in. But at the end, he played a song, kind of a theme to the Litecoin upgrade to MWEB, and he ended up getting the video banned.
Pulled it. Yeah. Way to go, guys.
Well, there you go. That's what happens when you're trying to have a little fun, and you can't play that music on YouTube.
Mess around and find out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is that Sri Lanka story. And
stand by. Keep talking. I got an issue I got to deal with.
You're good. Crisis. Her computer is not working. This was the story, and when I clicked on the story and was reading through it, I noticed that it was talking about that just 3 days ago was when they ran out of fuel. So then you notice this, they default on their debt, and they go in talking about, the lines that people are in lines for food. There's no fuel, all this kind of stuff. And then last night, let's see, that was the MWEB.
Yeah, Daddy-O, thanks for calling me out on that. Litecoin's never down unless it's at Westwoods when he's a little too busy and doesn't turn on the sign. But now it's on.
Oh, was that the crisis?
That's why that was the crisis moment. And while I was at it, I have to be opportunistic like the vampires. It's not just one thing that they do when they pull a building. No, they got multiple, accomplishments. So I got some whiskey on the way back. Mm-hmm. Kill two birds with one stone, or at least one Westwood with several red solo cups.
Tell us more about the MWEB activated.
Yes. I've learned more about it, and man, it's interesting watching it last night because Charlie Lee and David Burkett, I think it's Burkett, not Burkett, where they're just kind of like, and Charlie's always just like cool and calm, and he's just very serious and watching things. Okay, this miner mined a block. Okay, this and just analytical. But David Burkett, the developer of MWEB, he was like, okay, well, hopefully it doesn't crash. And, there's your 10.5 years of Litecoin being down. And I mean, they half joke about it. Half joke about it, but it's like, you never know. This is a major thing. And so the first block comes out, they sent some transactions and everything started working. And it's like, whew, okay, that went well. But you're watching that live and it just shows you how early you are in this whole process of cryptocurrency, even though we're 10.5 years in on Litecoin. But MWEB, here's how I understand it. I learned a lot last night by watching, or this morning, I guess. And what happens is, it was late. They started at like 11 o'clock my time to stream. Oh. So I was up late. So what you've got is right now you've got the Litecoin blockchain. Just keeps on going. Always has been going for 10.5 years. But now what we've done is we've just added another block to the side of every block that gets produced on that blockchain. And you can choose to go from here or here or here to here or here to here. It doesn't matter. And this is the regular Litecoin that everybody can see, very transparent, walking down the street, the middle of the suburban neighborhood. Hey, Joe, I owe you $20. You hand it to them. And then you've got this other block that's just kind of lurking, let's say in the sewer beside, and looking up, and then you can crawl down in there, and then you can actually, exchange some Litecoin, with some nefarious characters down there, I guess, No,
or it's just
actually
private and it's nobody's
and
business.
that's all it is. And see, I jest about it because
business.
It's because, okay, I'm going to say, instead of, open, in the bar, you're paying people money and throwing money around doing this. No, I'm going to go in this back room. I owe you some money. They don't need to know how much money I owe you. I'm going to pay you back here where nobody can see it. And that's all MWEB is. And, you can choose to keep it in a MWEB address and it just goes along. It's still Litecoin. It's just, the lights are out and you can't see it. And then you can have the lights on and you can see it. So if you got a charity and you're like, hey, I want to be completely transparent, I don't want any questions, boom, send it to this address, boom, boom, boom. But if it's like, hey, I got money that I got to give to people, I don't want anybody knowing I'm giving this to people because, that's none of their freaking business.
Right.
You can go on this block, but they're just going side by side and you can choose which one you want to get into. And that's it. It's just that simple. And you opt in or you don't. I mean, you just make the choice. It's just like using cash or, a credit card. I mean, use a credit card. They got everything tracked and traced. You use cash. It's like, well, it's kind of up to you what you do with it.
That's your business. Yeah.
And so that's MWEB. And it's activated in a nutshell. And now it's just a matter of the utility. I should say the ease of use needs to catch up with the technology, the usability.
So an app or the front facing the user.
Correct. And there are wallets
interface.
that said we're going to support it. I don't know when they're going to have it ready, but right now you can send it, if you've got the core Litecoin wallet downloaded, which takes a while because you're going to have to download the whole blockchain. But Cake Wallet said they're supporting it. Exodus said they're supporting it. So most of the wallets are going to support it. Most of the exchanges probably won't because, they're, they got all their stuff out there. They have to be
they're banks. Let's be
honest.
They're
banks. That's all they are. They're
not
the new
software.
banks.
They're banks.
Correct.
And they're proving that over and over. When Coinbase was telling everybody, log out and log back in, and when you do, you have to click this button, which says that you agree to our new terms and services, which is basically you're signing the thing that you do when you sign documentation at a bank that says if we default on our debts, that you're going to pay them with the money that's in the bank, because that's what a bail-in is. And then everybody freaked out in crypto because they're like, oh, what? You can't take my money to pay your debt. Yes, we can.
That's the law that the Congress passed. I mean, they said derivative holders get paid first before anybody who's got their money in the bank. I mean, when you put your money in the bank, like you've said many times, you're a shareholder of that bank, and you're not even that. You're basically just kind of, hey, you know what? I'm going to take my cash and everything I have and throw it into poker chips that I might not get back.
Yeah.
And you might not cash out. But they're still in there. They're in the casino. As long as that casino is playing fair and it's not run by gangsters, then, I might get it back. Or I might get my fingers broken. Yeah, my knees might get knocked out of me. It's like, but, that's what you're dealing with, though. And that's why this is so important. This is why you've got to get whatever you have, any kind of energy, any kind of stored energy, whatever it is, whether it be food, whether it be seeds, which is stored energy, whether it be money, the form of money that you hold it in your possession and make sure and you have access to it and you can use it and nobody can stop you from using it. Now, cash for a long time to come will probably still be good because there's so little cash compared to the so-called money that's out there. But at some point, that'll just get devalued away. And so you got to hold it in something. Now, that could be silver, seeds, gold, crypto. Make sure it's good crypto and not UST or Luna, and that's why I preach Litecoin all the time, because for 10 and a half years, there has not been an issue. And, you got to, if it's your life savings, you better make sure it's in something safe.
Yeah, we played a video. I don't know if I played it on my show. Yeah, I think I did, because Sean was on the show.
All right. Satoshi Sean, he's that guy that if you've got a story, he's done it and he'll one up you. He's done, I don't know how many different freaking things. I mean, yesterday I hear that he was charged with, some crimes, and I'm like, what?
What?
You're not charged, but I mean, accused of crimes. When he was on your show and he said, there's that one time, they thought rape somebody. You know, I'm like, what?
Oh, when he was a kid. Yeah, because they thought he was an adult.
Right.
They
I'm
didn't
like,
think he didn't.
No, he wasn't accused.
They
Well, he was accused. He
took
was.
him for another person.
Yeah, and I'm like,
accused
what the frick?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to go anywhere with him because, you know, you're a big freaking target, you know? No.
Yeah.
I love Sean.
I love Sean too. He's a great guy.
We could he could talk all night and I'd just sit there and listen, man. I was like, I could shut up for a change.
He's really, really smart guy. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's got a lot of experience with not just crypto, but the financial system. And he's really, really amazing guy. So, you know, I see these promoted tweets every once in a while.
Yes. And you are on top of those.
These are so weird. So this one, you guys recognize this, right? This is that Economist magazine cover. Notice the fire and the money burning.
Hang on,
here's
I'm gonna get ahead of you.
No, I'm not doing that one. But yeah, I did do. So one of the bots, one of my conspiracy bots, or one of those did that one, which I thought that was fun. I think I posted that yesterday or something. But then this one came up. This T-shirt, inspired decor. So those of you that are in the military that might be in the chat, and I'll jump back over there and keep posting everybody's comments so we can read through them because I think that's fun. But have you ever seen the military boots on fire before? So on this shirt, it says "Home of the Free, because of the brave." And I've seen this, you know, when a military person dies, they put like the gun in the boots, and then they put like the flag over it and all this, or the helmet on the top of the gun. I've never seen the boots on fire before. And you notice when they did this, it kind of made that bird's head thinner to look more like that phoenix, not really like the eagle. So that's where my conspiracy mind went and compared this to that Economist magazine cover. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Boots on fire.
Do you see the boots on fire on this picture?
Yeah, and I don't know what the symbolism is though, and that's what you're fishing for. I know.
Well, that's why I'm saying it looks more like that Economist magazine cover.
The burning 1988.
Then why would the boots be on fire on this?
That's a good question. You know, maybe it's not boots; it's actually symbolizing the phoenix that's rising from the burning and then rising. I know. I hear you.
I think they're sending a message with this more than.
If at any time in history, I don't think, you know, now more than any other time, this is the, you know, dying currency.
I've never seen the boots on fire either.
Yeah, you're looking at that Economist magazine and all the fiat currencies burning, you know, below. And I mean, that's what they're doing. And I mean, the whole point is that they just don't have any energy left. The last remaining energy that they have is just for heat, you know, and burn up. And that's what happens, though. That's what happened in, I believe, Nazi Germany and other places where they've hyperinflated things, where they've got all these dollars, or I should say all those bills that they printed up. At some point, the only thing they were good for was heat. You just burn them up, you know, to stay warm in the winter. And so there you go. I mean, at some point, that's exactly what's going to happen. I think we're really close. I mean, just you're seeing it every day. I mean, the cost of everything. You need more and more dollars.
Yeah. So I think that they use some of those promoted tweets as
How much is a 2x4 right now? Mitch, he's a carpenter.
Not know. Mitch, you would know.
You know how much is a 2x4 right now? $8.95. What a deal. $9 for a 2x4.
Weren't they like two something?
They used to be $2, $1.99, $1.89 all day long a couple of years ago. I mean, probably $2.19, you know, maybe. I mean, you could buy them $9 for a 2x4. And you look at these houses, these stick-built houses, you know, the sticks, 2x4s. I mean, when you look at that stuff and you look at it and you say, holy cow, huh? $1.96. Yeah, Mitch is remembering prices, $1.96 for a 2x4. And you are over 4 times that. 450%.
Wow.
I mean,
and that's unsustainable. Like 3 years.
Yeah,
or less than 3 years.
That's so unsustainable. I mean, these are common things that you need. I mean, it's like, hey, I need a few 2x4s for this or that, you know. And then if you want to build a small structure, think about the cost of that. And then think about a house.
Yeah.
It's not working. we ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
At that rate, there's no way.
Not feasible.
No, it just doesn't work. So we're headed towards that burning of the dollars, and that something has to rise from the ashes. And I guess that's a good symbol to start following. If you're seeing Phoenix type of symbolism, pay attention to it, because they might be signaling where we're going. And they did it on the Economist magazine. You look at that medallion, it's got a little like a crypto type symbol almost. That's what's going to that's the next system, and they're trying to take it over. Don't let them
and there was another recent Economist magazine that we featured on one of the videos we did, and it showed Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum,
and
Cardano. And I
was
think
it Cardano?
I bought one. We might have put it in the safe. I bought
I think
one.
It was Cardano.
Yeah.
And so it may have a different, and they work on this north, south, east, west thing. Each one probably, it's this paganism, this witchcraft almost, where they've got the, it all means something, these points. And you just wonder what each one of those mean, because if you got, Litecoin, everybody, it's a piece of crap. You get all these Maxwells, garbage, MWEB doesn't mean anything. But then you watch CNBC, MSNBC, Litecoin's always on it. Why is that? When it's so decimated, so beat up, and number 18 on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, it's like there's something behind it. And then to put it on the Economist magazine, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and then you see Cardano, and what was the other one? XLM?
No. Ethereum.
Yeah. They all have their purposes. What those purposes are and what the intent is, I don't know. But I just think there is intent behind all of those. Is it for good or evil? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Right.
Whatever what Litecoin's for.
Right. Whatever you choose to use it for. Good or evil, like a weapon.
Speaking of good and evil, Fancy Nancy got called out. She's no longer allowed to receive Holy Communion due to her support of abortion.
Well, good. Maybe the Catholic Church is standing up for something for a change instead of.
Kind of shocked me, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, good.
So,
good. And Biden's a Catholic. What's going to happen to him?
Well, but it depends on when you ask him, because let me show you this. It really depends on which Biden you ask, I guess.
Yeah, because they do look a little different.
Yeah, because this one.
And there's Tim Russert.
The president used his radio address yesterday and tomorrow in the Rose Garden to talk about a constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage. Think about this. The world's going to Hades in a handbasket. We are desperately concerned about the circumstance relating to avian flu. We don't have enough vaccines. We don't have enough police officers. And we're going to debate the next 3 weeks, I'm told, gay marriage, a flag amendment, and God only knows what else. I can't believe the American people can't see through this. We already have a law, the Defense of Marriage Act, where we've all voted, not where I voted and others said, look, marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that. Nobody's violated that law. There's been no challenge to that law. Why do we need a constitutional amendment? Marriage is between a man and a woman. What's the game going on here? And
come on, man.
Well, see, that's what happens when they put
depends on which one you ask.
Yeah, a poster child for senility, and put him up as president, and then they can just, push him one way or the other. That's the thing, though. You're seeing the changing of cultures. You're seeing that makes me want to stop and just stare. I'm entranced with that picture.
Sorry.
So no,
that was Mitchie's
little liquidity coming in. So you look back and you look at Bill Clinton at the time. He was, he kind of started shifting more right, because that's where the country was at the time. We've gotten to the point now where you don't have to placate, the people who were sons and daughters of those people who fought in World War I and II, because, they still had that conservative, belief that America was great and that America does great things and helps other countries. No, we don't have that anymore, because we're so far removed from that. And so these politicians that are lifetime politicians, you go back and look at their speeches and see how, well, they used to be kind of conservative, because at the time, it really wasn't conservative. It was like conservative light, it's like, but anyway, but now you look at them as they progressed, this progressive era as you progress away from the Constitution. And you look at them now and you see them for what they are. They're not consistent. They just, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, this is the direction I'm going to go. And you see how far the culture has changed too. And how we've generationally gotten to a point where nobody even freaking knows what money is. Nobody knows any part of history, because all those people that suffered through all that and had to hide their money under mattresses and had gold confiscated and lost the silver out of the money supply, they're dying away. And so you don't have people to like firsthand teach anybody. And then, like you talked about the other day, with Philadelphia, I cough, sorry, but I need blessings.
Still bless you.
Many blessings. But you were talking about with Sean in public about Philadelphia getting bombed and these other places Oklahoma, getting bombed.
Tulsa.
And then history's getting rewritten because you're like, hey, I'm going to go back and do some research on that. You go out to the internet and, well, it got scrubbed or it got changed. Wikipedia, changed the facts. And you don't have firsthand knowledge from people because, most of our history is like oral history where people passed it down. If you don't have that generational, feeling, that flavor that gets passed down, you forget. And when you get far enough away from those people who used to tell you the story of, hey, my grandparents are dead, they don't tell me about World War I and II, and so I have to go look at internet
in cursive,
where you can't read it.
And kids
have no
can't
idea.
read cursive.
No, calligraphy, all these letters that everybody used to write the source, they can't read it. And like, I don't know what that is. F it. It's not, LOL, or AF, things like that. And so you're seeing the dumbing down of language. You're seeing the forgetting where we come from, culture that we come from, the history that we come from. You can't go to the source anymore. I'm an English major, and it's always like, go to the source, go to the source. Don't have an opinion until you go to the source. Don't take some critic's opinion of a work. No, go to the work and have your own opinion. And so, but if you don't have that anymore, because everything's digital, and for some reason, that book doesn't exist. You can't go to a library and get it anymore.
Right.
Huckleberry Finn's gone, and the Huckleberry Finn is annotated, the one that you get online, and it doesn't have the words that Mark Twain wrote. That's a problem.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Sean
Because
said that
then
if it's not on the
history will,
blockchain.
because then history will repeat itself.
Yes, because we're
that's the
ignorant
thing.
human beings
Yes.
that make the same damn mistakes.
Right.
If we're not taught and we don't live vicariously through somebody else. And if we don't have some leaders, and we don't have role models, we don't have mentors, we don't have books, we don't have parents, if we don't have those people that are like, hey, that's not a good idea, trust me.
Right.
And then we're like, oh, I just,
Well, and Sean brought up a great
we do the
point.
same mistakes over and over again.
He said that our founders told us what not to do.
Yep.
That the country will not sustain if you do these things. And he goes, it's almost like they made us a checklist. And we have done and are doing those things.
And you know what we said? We got to a point we said, you know what? Give the middle finger emoji. We don't care. F that.
Like a bunch of teenagers. Yeah.
Exactly. Defiant.
Like we're
little
trying
brats,
to destroy our country. Yeah.
Because they don't know what it means to devalue the money. And what did Jefferson say? The standing army's less of a threat than, central banking, roughly quoting there. But they all knew what it meant. They all knew what it meant to print money out of nothing and to have a democracy where you have 51% of the people that are going to steal 49% of the other people's wealth. And that's what a democracy is. It's a bunch of wolves, feeding on everybody else. That's why we don't have a democracy. We have a representative republic with checks and balances.
Well, we're supposed to.
What's
that? Isn't there a trend or a known kind of pattern or cycle where if a wealthy person, comes out of poverty or becomes successful and is wealthy, and then his son is kind of
he appreciates it. He sees what his dad did.
Does he appreciate it? But his grandchild is a piece of crap.
Exactly. Because they get 2 generations away. They have no idea what the grandpa did. They have no idea the struggle. Then their dad's just trying to tell them about it, that he's spending money because he's not working as hard as dad did, and sons.
I feel like that's where America is right now.
That's exactly where we're at. There's 4 cycles.
We are that unappreciative piece of crap grandchild who's just had to get kicked out of the house and is just figuring out oh, you mean we have to work for ourselves? We're right there.
Oh my God.
We're going to have to get a job and
I have to produce something. I need to go get the egg out of the chicken nest and crack it open and cook it and eat it without like utensils and stuff.
Gross.
No,
Do you know if there's poop on those? Yeah.
Yeah, like oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's like,
yeah.
But yeah, there's like 4 generations, I think, and it repeats itself. And
it
somebody
repeats itself.
somebody should look that up because you've got like I don't know what they're called, the hero generation, then the not so heroic generation, then the lazy ass generation, and then the ones that just don't give an F generation, and then the next generation comes in and says this is a bull crap, we're done, and they just clean house.
I just want to be part of the rebuilding generation. Like I'm excited for that part. I'm really excited for that part. I want to be part of that. I'm like super obsessed with the cult DAO right now. I'm learning all about it, and I've had some talks with a couple of people that are really involved with it, and I think I'm going to be writing some proposals, and because I turned 50 this year, and so I set some goals, and I think I'm pretty excited about it. And I'm excited about some of the stuff they've done to help other people. And I'm excited about the tokenomics of it. And I'm not trying to shill a coin.
No.
Go check it out yourself. Whatever. I'm talking about goals. But anyway, I'm really excited about it.
My goal is to drag Litecoin Lisa out of Oklahoma City and get her to Peoria, Illinois on June 17th.
You're in luck.
I'm in luck. I'm a lucky guy.
And guess what? I am a really happy girl because I don't have to fly to get there because it was going to be $3,000 to fly there.
What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How?
I don't know. Because my airport is little and your airport is little. And so it's going to be $3,000 to fly there and back.
Little in the middle, but you can't get back. I don't know.
I don't know about that part, but... Oh, I haven't seen Mr. Yufeng in a while.
Mr. Ulfang. Ulfang is here. He's here. So yeah, June 17th. Yeah. I was on the phone with one of the bars trying to work things out. I don't know if that's going to work out. That's kind of the preferred place, but I already got the other place. It's right here waiting in the wings. So I will post it this week where the location is going to be in Peoria, Illinois on June 17th, where we do our live happy hour event. Yeah. You can all come meet us, and you can probably get a little cameo going on, pop in, and we're going to be drinking and hanging out all night.
And then June 17th. I'm going to start tonight accepting, you guys, if you're on Patreon, you can put a request in for the private dinner there in Peoria, Illinois. That will, I'll probably only leave that open for a week before I open it up to general public because we're coming up on that pretty quick. So
yeah, because that'll
be opened up to the public next Friday.
Yeah, check that out. I mean, it's pretty awesome because you get your dinner paid for, and you get to hang out
with
ask us anything you want,
crew,
right? And the other people who are coming, that surprise guests. But Lisa's enough. I'm just telling you. Lisa's enough to hang out with. The good thing is I actually get to have a nice, peaceful dinner because everybody wants to talk to Litecoin Lisa. And so she doesn't get to eat at these events. But, it's your time to ask any questions you want and sit down and have a great time, drink some cocktails.
A lot of times people that come have either projects they're working on or things that they want to talk to us about. So we've really been able to learn a lot about stuff. I know the guys in Oklahoma City, actually, I ended up talking with my banker, and she knew who that one guy was because he's running one of the biggest mining rigs in the state. I can't remember how much his electricity bill is a month, something ungodly.
Right. When Tesla technology, right?
Yeah.
So that, as far as that goes, the meetup on June 17th, when we do our happy hour at 4:00 to 5:00, that's all free. You show up. Donations are definitely appreciated because we have to travel to all these things. But then we're going to have the VIP dinner later on. And so that's what Lisa's talking about. Go check it out. I mean, get in. There's only going to be maybe 12, maybe 15 spots.
Where we end up if we can get 15, but then 2 of those are me and you. My husband's coming, but if we can fill a paid spot, he'll have to stay home.
Yeah, we'll say, nope, sorry.
Sorry, Charlie. You have to stay home.
Sorry, Charlie.
If I can get somebody to pay to have dinner with me, then
you're out.
You're out of that.
You see me every day. We have dinner together every day. So no.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a terrible thing to say, Jason. So, but he says I may go.
Funny. Well, we all choose our path.
We hope you go. That's funny.
The meetup is free. So you can pick what you want to do, so the menu,
Yeah.
But no, we got to support this road show and support this clown show.
In Peoria.
Paulie P will be in Peoria. Yes, he will.
You have a neighbor, Mitchie, will be there.
Magic Mitch, the
Mitch
Mitchie's
will be
Motivational Monday Magical Mystery Tour will be there.
Yeah, originally Mom was coming. I don't know if she's still coming. My friend Amber will be there.
J-Mac's coming.
J-Mac's coming.
J-Mac's coming. I don't want to say a couple other people because they're coming.
Make their own announcements.
Yeah, they're coming, but I don't want to tell everybody that they're coming. But yeah, it's worth it. It's worth the trip. Definitely worth the trip. Come to the Heartland. Come to Whiskey City. Come to Peoria, Illinois. Have an experience.
I think it'll be great.
Might surprise you with a few things.
Tomorrow morning, I have a developer from Kanaloa meeting with me and anyone from my Patreon that wants to do a live Zoom call. So you'll be able to share your screen if you're having any trouble, whatever. They're going to be sending you some Kana coins, and you'll be able to mint your own coin. So if you're already a patron of mine, I'll be making that post tonight so that you can, and you'll be able to click on the Zoom tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, and flow.
That's where we live, in the Heartland, Central Time. That's right.
Hey, why not? Do my own time.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what we should do, because we produce all the stuff around here. All the food, all the whiskey, all the alcohol, all the greens. So all the things we need.
And if anybody's interested in joining my Patreon, even if you wanted to just join for a month to check that out and check out all the other content that's on there, you can do that, and then you can quit later, whatever. But I put a lot of stuff on there, and when I'm researching stuff, I always share with my patrons first.
The thing is, don't be a quitter. Join. Don't be a quitter. I can vouch for that. I'm not going to quit. I'll never quit.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the support. It really helps me, be able to make sure that I can get places. It's kind of my bread and butter for supporting the channel and doing all this stuff. So I really appreciate it. Polly P has a great question in the chat. He's asking, are you doing a Spaces tonight?
Well, let me tell you where I'm at, Paulie P.
He's super dadding it.
I'm super dadding it. And so, it is Friday night. My youngest daughter, I'm watching.
Depends if she falls asleep.
That's kind of how it's going to work. So it might be like 9 o'clock Central Time, because my oldest daughter is at state right now for pole vault. She made it through the preliminaries. And so she's going back tomorrow. Well, they're there tomorrow. They've stayed the night. So she's competing. She's in the top 12 right now, the last 12. And then, 9 get medals. And so she's competing tomorrow. She's at state for pole vault, and my wife's with her, and I'm with the youngest daughter and 2 dogs. And I got Mitch over here that's falling asleep already. I don't know how much support I'm going to get, to be honest with you. But, if for some reason my daughter goes to sleep at about 9 o'clock Central Time, I'll probably jump on Spaces. I'll be in the house, though I won't be in the bar.
I will make every effort to be there. My husband's so sweet. He went and got me some more AHA because last night I made a mistake and was mixing my Tito's with, I said seltzer. So I thought it was like a seltzer, like a mixer. Yeah. Well, it already has alcohol in it.
Oh, shiz. So you're like doubling up, girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then at about 9 o'clock, you were out.
Yeah. It was not a good choice.
It was not working for you. I got you.
No, it wasn't good at all.
Only Spaces you were looking for were like a pillow.
A pillow space. Yes. Like, no.
Oh, baby. I'll remember that little trick when you show up.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just sparkling water. It's like
yeah,
fine. It's like Lynchburg lemonade. It's like, it's delicious.
I used to love those.
Those are so good.
In college.
If it's hot here, we'll have some Lynchburg lemonades. We might make some homemade ones. Put some homemade, with a lot of Jack Daniels in it.
With Polly P's moonshine.
Oh God, he won't even drink it.
Beer
He won't even drink it.
was good though.
Oh, I still got it.
I'm terrified of it.
I'll have. I know, because it's just like, it's so good that
it'll sneak up on you.
It's dangerous. I know.
It'll sneak up on you. All right.
It's kind of like Westwood at a meetup. No. I'm here for the hugs. That's it.
Oh, Bitcoin pizza. I forgot to talk about Bitcoin pizza. So
yeah, I thought we were gonna have
real
somebody
quick.
on making pizzas.
No, he wasn't able to. There's things happening right now. It's very difficult to get some of my friends that I know they're involved in things right now.
You should probably look at this coin right now.
You should probably
because it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Try to get as much as you can while it's as cheap as it is, because it won't be by the end of the year.
I'll be like this.
Where'd you get that crap?
What, dollar bills, y'all?
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of them. I'm buying Litecoin.
Okay, get rid of that crap.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, so Bitcoin Pizza Day. Did we talk about it? We didn't talk about
Sunday, Laszlo, back in 2010, bought 2 pizzas from Papa John's, I believe, for 10,000 Bitcoin. And see, my hand talker about knocked it out of my ear.
10,000 Bitcoin.
10,000 Bitcoin.
Insane to think of.
That's like a whole Papa John's company, franchise, the whole thing. You could probably buy it with 10,000 Bitcoin today.
Shebang.
But the thing is, in 2010, they're looking for a use case. Nobody believed that Bitcoin, would do anything. And then they had to prove it. It's like, hey, listen, somebody freaking just take this stuff, this magic internet money, for some pizzas. So he convinced somebody to take it for pizzas. And it worked. They're like, okay, cool. And so it continued to work. And then you had Litecoin, then you had other coins, and it's just the blockchain just continues to work, and you realize, okay, it actually transfers value. It transfers energy from one person to another, and no bank can stop you, no government can stop you. What a novel idea. I'm actually receiving something for my energy, and no one's like skimming. There is no freaking, guy in the middle trying to rob me. And so it takes off. And that's the importance of it. You can hold it in your possession. You can do what you want with it.
Yeah, I think this is really exciting. And I think the timing of this, and then the MWEB thing, and what's going on in Sri Lanka, and I think that's the first domino to fall. There's just all of this stuff happening this weekend. And then that weird promoted tweet. I've never seen the boots on fire before, you guys. And that looked way too much like that Economist magazine cover. So,
good point. Good find.
Warning. Warning.
I know.
Just saying.
Warning. Will Robinson. Warning.
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 But I think everybody here has done, we've all done what we can. So.
Yep. And that's it. When you've got an opportunity like this, $68.50 fiat dollars. Or you can get one Bitcoin at $29,160, or one Litecoin at $68.60. And you can actually kind of go private with one of them. It's a lot cheaper. I don't know. It's a no-brainer to me. No-brainer.
I think so too. All right. Well, I'm going to try to be on Spaces tonight with you.
Okay. Hopefully I can do it. Hopefully I can sustain it. Hopefully I can stay up. I've been exhausted the last 2 days. We're probably going to have a Spaces, because I think my daughter, after a week, it's Friday, she'll wear out. About 9:00, I might have a Spaces.
You'll be fine.
Sitting in the easy chair snoring.
I'm not buying what
I'll have to have a co-host, so you need to get on here and take over if I pass out and snore.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll be there.
All right. So yeah, I guess there's a Spaces tonight.
All right. I'll see you guys there. Take care.
All right. Well, I love you all.
Love you all. And
come to Peoria, June 17th. ClintWestwood.net. All the details.
See you guys here.